Welcome back to Peripheral HQ. We are everything you need for keyboards, mice, and other PC accessories for your setup and for your gaming and maybe office style life. That's what we do here. Would you like to join me in unboxing and using one of the most unusual keyboards I've ever seen? KeysMe reached out to me recently and wanted me to check out one of their keyboards. And I was enthralled. I was like, you know what? I've never heard of you guys. I haven't used you yet before. Send it on over for a review. Let's check this thing out. And I have some opinions based on the look and the themes that they go with. I will say that it's actually unique. The box all came with a lunar theme. And so I was like, cool, astronauts, Artemis, we're going to the moon right now. Super cool idea. Let's do this. But then I opened it out of the box and I got a different theme entirely, but that's okay. So apparently I was kind of skimming their website a little more. These are all the same Lunar 01 themed keyboard, but there's many different variations of the style. So you can get the virus look, you can get a spaceship look, you can get different many colors on here. It's a huge variation because I have a feeling that their feel and their switches all included are the same, and really what you're getting is a different theme. But it's just the most unusual and unique keyboards I've ever used. Unfortunately, my kids had to see it and they were like, what is that red stuff on your keyboard? Because on the keyboard, there's red stuff on it, which I'll show you more in the B-roll. That's blood for zombies. And the most unique thing about this is actually the fidget spinners attached. So it has these like syringes on the side, and the syringes are supposedly this, zombie theme. So they magnetically pop out and they actually work as a fidget spinner. There you go. You have some kind of virus name on the side and it just spins. That's what it's for. And I will admit, I found myself popping these off, spinning them while I was in a meeting, sitting around listening to people talk, and it was actually kind of useful for people like me. Now, it does have this really cool bar that, lights up when you talk or have any sounds when you're typing. And also I want to add, this is a very premium expensive keyboard, around $280 as of this video being posted. Kind of expensive. However, let's go through what features are involved here before we make any assumptions, and that you can make the determination for yourself if it's worth the price. So it does use XDA profile, which is more of a rounded end, and normally these kind of profiles do bother me, but in this instance, it's kind of surprising how much I liked it, because not only do they have this nice little rounded inward, what am I trying to say, the middle of the keyboard indents more than the outsides of the keyboards. Keycaps are really, really premium. They're all die sub, PBT. They have a very nice, of course, design and look to them, and they feel really, really high quality. The case also is like this really nice kind of transparent retro look, and it has this really unique look that you're not going to really find anywhere else. But there's a lot more under the hood than you might expect. Yes, we are going to take this apart, and it actually comes with some really cool accessories here to pry it open and remove the keycaps. First off, this light bar does come out, which is kind of interesting. It's completely removable, and underneath you have an interesting phone holder. Do I recommend the phone holder style over the LED bar? No, I don't think so, and I don't think it was necessary to engineer this at all, because the light bar is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool look, and I'm sure you could turn it off, but also I don't think it's really necessary to have because it's just not that useful, and it's not that practical as a style as well. So I put that back together and moved on to removing the case from the back, and it does use snap points, and me and snap points, I'm very skeptical and also terrified of putting these things together and ripping them apart. And in this process, you can tell that I had a difficult time prying it open, but once I got everything open, it was pretty nicely packed together. Inside, you do have the gasket slits right here, and it only has a few in there, so you can add more for a better squishier feel, which I do add those. It does have a bottom foam texture at the bottom to make it really sound nice, and this keyboard does sound beautiful. Inside, you also have more foam in the middle underneath the battery, separating the battery from the PCB, which is very helpful because it does just sync it sound so crispy smooth. And I had a really difficult time removing this from the daughter board, which was extremely strange. It was almost tucked underneath, and I was really, really worried about breaking open, so I did not press any further just based on how it's constructed. So while they do provide stuff to take this apart to mess with the gaskets, I just don't know if I'd go any further than that. And in between the PCB and the plate, you do see that you have a nice layer of foam as well there. And the plate, of course, being also flex cuts. So we're just gonna put some extra gaskets in here and it should make it feel a little bit better. Now it does only do 1000 hertz polling rate, which is a little unfortunate to see because 8000 hertz has been the trend lately, but that's mostly with Hall effect. But what you're getting is a really nice sounding and feeling keyboard rather than what Hall effect can deliver. But mine came with these Mars switches. Of course, they have a light bar in them, all the RGB south facing as it should be for this price point. And as well, it's a 45 grams of force. They have another variation for 50 grams of force as well. I did have some typos at work here and there, getting used to it, but they're very, very quick, great for kind of a gaming scenario. But let's just go over the look of this thing because it's extremely unique, as you can tell. And some of the things on here are personally, it's a little too much, just a little bit, but that's all preference, right? You're getting all these keycaps that have all this antivirus and bloody spray across them, first of all. You have this really nice light bar that kind of glides all the way across as you type, a really, really cool chromium knob as well that you can press in to mute and, of course, turn up volume down. And you're getting all these little accent colors everywhere with the transparent case. On the back, you have something very, very interesting. Not only do you have like an experiment number and some really cool arrows and pointers everywhere, you have these like hands that are across the back that look like, you know, a bunch of zombies against a screen or a window glass. So that's kind of a cool design. You do get a switch on the back to switch to cable or 2.4 gigahertz, as well as switching to Windows and Mac OS. The cable included is probably the first cable that I've ever seen that looks this good. It also came with tools to pry it open with, remove the keycaps, and extra gaskets if you need to replace them or, you know, have a better and more flexible feel. After spending about 2 weeks on this keyboard specifically for work, I can say that it actually does type pretty nicely. And I'm a big fan of the way it types and feels and responses and the switches they've included in here. It's all pretty nice to type on actually, despite the way it looks a little goofy in my opinion. So if this keyboard kind of interests you, it might be something worth taking a look at, which is kind of an interesting thing to say with a keyboard that has fidget spinners on the side. So there you go.